All right, I'm so glad you're back because I'm going to spend the next few minutes sharing with you another reverse for purchase story. Bear in mind that this is a hypothetical scenario, although this specific scenario will be found out in the real world. This is not, the numbers I'm sharing today and the people I'm talking about are totally hypothetical. All right, let's jump right in. I like to call this one the post-divorce rebuilder. We have two borrowers. They're currently married, but they're going to get a divorce. We'll call them Kirk and Christina. Kirk is 70 years old. Christina is 68 years old. They've been in their current house for 30 years. The value of the home currently is $1 million. If they were to sell the home today, let's say this house is not perfect for either single individual to stay in for the next 10 or 20 years. It's big, it's got a lot of space, it's got a lot of floors, it's got a little bit of deferred maintenance and that sort of thing. So it's not a perfect fit for either of them. Plus, they may have generated 30 years of family memories in this house that it's possible that both of them want to just put in the past. So they've decided they're going to sell the house. If they sell the house, the $1 million house with a 9% cost of sale, their net proceeds is going to be $910,000. And so if we split that in half, then each of them would have $455,000 proceeds. Their monthly income, each of them individually, is $1,800 per month. As a couple, they had $400,000 assets under management. We're just going to assume they split it in half. This is not always the case, but this is a hypothetical scenario, so we'll just make it easy on the math. So each of them has $200,000 in assets under management. Each of them have $455,000 proceeds from the sale of their home. They want to buy a home and stay in the area. They both want to stay around their kids and grandkids, and they've established a network of friends and that sort of thing. They don't want to move out of area, but they are aware that they have a couple of options. They could stash the money in the bank and go find a rental and stay in a small rental home or an apartment community close to the family, or they could take that $455,000 and make a bit of probably a more than a bit, maybe a significant step down in property in the house that they choose, and maybe go find a $400,000 home, $425,000 home to pay cash for and live in that home without a house payment, which probably wouldn't be a horrible idea considering each of them is going to have $1,800 per month in income, and that's all. But they could, in this scenario, use a reverse for purchase, and they could each use a reverse for purchase. Let's say we go with Kirk first. Let's look at his numbers because he's 70 years old. He's got $455,000. He found a home relatively close to the kids and the rest of the family. That's $650,000. What he could do is, let's say he uses $10,000 for the move from the old house to the new one, and the cash to close on that purchase would be on his purchase of the 650 would be $428,000. The cash to close for him on his new purchase would be $428,500 cash to close with a $10,000 cost to move. That would leave him with the new house with no house payment and probably somewhere he's going to have, most likely he would have some dollars left over if we just use just the math and no other extra expenses and no tax hits and anything like that. He would have about $16,000 left over after he got out of the old house and moved into the new one. With Christina, she's slightly younger, so she's going to need a little bit more cash to close. Let's say she finds a house also that's $650,000 that she'd like to move into and would fit her for the next 20 or 30 years. Her cash to close on that purchase would be about, given today's interest rates, would be about $436,950. If she had $10,000 for her cost to move, that would leave her, assuming no other tax implications or other expenses, about $8,000 in her pocket after making this move. All right, so this is a scenario where a couple who is in their late 60s and early 70s has decided that they don't want to be together anymore, and this is probably a little bit more common than most folks would imagine. And in this scenario, the reverse for purchase allows them to maintain their quality of life, maintain their lifestyle, maintain their assets under management, and also stay close to the family and that sort of thing. So in this scenario, it could be of significant advantage for both of them. Okay. I'm Kirk Rowell. I'm a mortgage advisor at Cross Country Mortgage. If you or someone you know happens to be in a situation similar to this, please do give me a jingle or shoot me a DM, and we can talk through options that might be on the table. Thank you.